In this video, I'm going to mark and review by far the worst direct response email that I have ever had the misfortune of reading, so that you can learn exactly what not to do when writing emails, and all while having a good laugh along the way. I promise you, this video is absolutely hilarious. I've never read anything as abysmal as the email that you guys are about to see. So make sure you stick around for this one, because this email really takes the shit flavored cake when it comes to bad copywriting. Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it just keeps getting worse. It's absolutely hilarious. So this email was written by one of my students. What you're about to watch is the full, unedited, uncensored, uncut obliteration of my student's confidence as I break down this piece of shit copy to try my best to fit it inside the toilet bowl where it belongs. So I've asked my student's permission to upload this video, and he said he's completely fine with it as long as I blur his name out. The reason he's fine with it is because this same student, after just 1 month of having one-to-one mentorship with me, has managed to close himself his first $2,000 client. He reached out to me after watching my YouTube channel and he asked me for one-to-one mentorship. Happy to oblige. I'm happy for any of you guys to reach out if you want. There's no offer on the table. There's no offer in the description. If you just want to message me on Instagram and ask for mentorship, I'm more than happy to do it, because like I said, my one and only student at the moment, 1 month he's been working with me and he's just closed his first $2,000 deal. He works about an hour a day, if that. Might interview him in the future when he's happy to be on camera. But for now, again, just enjoy the video because it's brilliant. So let me know in the comments if this email as well looks similar to your style of writing. And if it does, make sure that you're taking notes throughout the duration of the video so that you know exactly what this copywriter is doing wrong and how you can improve your copy based on the comments that I make. Once again, this video is fucking hilarious, so stick around all the way to the end because it's just brilliant. Enjoy the video.
So, straight away, the readability is not good. You are in your 20s and are officially balding. Do you understand what I now mean about readability? You are in your 20s and are officially balding. Not good. And let me tell you something, that's fluff. Okay, that doesn't need to be there, that's fluff. Nothing is worse than losing your hair, than perhaps suffering from permanent erectile dysfunction and never getting to experience having sex with a girl. I'm going to put a strong language warning at the beginning of this video. What the fuck are you talking about? I am 1 sentence into this copy. What the fuck are you talking about? Where has this come from? Erectile dysfunction. Now, I had to read this twice, right, to try and understand what the fuck you were talking about, right? And I kind of clicked onto what he was trying to do. Now, I get it. I understand what you're trying to do, but it does not belong in a direct response piece of copy. So let me tell you something. Nothing is worse than losing your hair. Now, what you're trying to do is say, nothing is worse than losing your hair. The only thing worse than losing your hair is perhaps permanent erectile dysfunction. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to be funny. But guess what, Buster? Trying to make the reader laugh completely negates the fact that you're targeting pain points to make them emotional. Why are you trying to make them laugh when you're supposed to be making them feel like shit? By talking about how bad their hairline is. You're supposed to be building up an influx of negative emotions. So why are you trying to make them laugh? By telling jokes. And not only that, right? Is this the reader's sense of humor? Are you writing for the reader? Or is this your sense of humor? Are you writing for yourself? Do you find that funny? Copywriting is about the reader. It's not about you. It's not about telling jokes and making yourself laugh and writing things that you think are funny. It is about the reader. Writing copy is about getting the reader to take action, whether immediately or eventually. That is what copywriting is. You're not writing for yourself. You're not trying to make yourself laugh. You're not trying to be clever and trying to be funny. You are trying to get the reader to either immediately or eventually take action. This is not a joke, okay? Suffering from, it's abysmal. And it Absolutely does not need to be there. So let me show you how I've rewritten this first paragraph. So I've removed this because it's fluff. I've rewritten this for readability. I've rewritten this for readability, and I've removed this because it's absolutely ridiculous. So the new version. Nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're still young. Look at the stark contrast between this hook and this one. You are in your 20s and are officially balding, and let me tell you something. Nothing is worse than losing your hair than perhaps suffering from permanent erectile dysfunction and never getting to experience having sex with a girl. So which one's a better hook? That, or nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're still young? Mine. You'll notice as well that I have removed the 20s section. Reason being is as soon as you mention 20s, you are in your 20s. You have made a direct prediction there. You are in your 20s. So now everyone that is 30 and over is going to click off this email immediately. You are in your 20s. No, I'm not. Bye. So that's it. People can start balding from 30, 40, 50. So why have you immediately said 20s? Now you've just removed 30 years worth of people that could have been interested in this email. So 20s, I've got rid of that. And I've changed it to young. The reason I have changed it to young is because people's perception of what young is different. Okay? If I ask my 10-year-old stepson to point out someone that's young, he will point to a 5-year-old. If I ask my 35-year-old girlfriend to point at someone who is young, she will point at me because I'm 24. Okay? If I ask my 10-year-old son to point at someone that is young, he will not point at me. So people's perception of what young is different. Okay? So when you say, especially when you're still young, that can mean anyone. Because someone who is 50 years old is still young compared to someone who is 70 years old. You understand? So this, it can cater to anyone. So now you've removed that you are in your 20s. You just started it by, that is the worst hook ever. Worst hook ever. You are in your 20s. No, I'm not. Bye. This is a better hook. Nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're still young. So that entire paragraph has been changed to that. Now let's move on. To make matters worse, you find yourself struggling with your self-esteem and confidence levels. So to make matters even worse, I've replaced this with, if that sounds like you, because we want to remind the reader that this is a problem that they have. So when you say, if that sounds like you, the reader is automatically going to think, does that sound like me? And it'll either be yes or no. Now don't worry if it's no, because if it's no, then this email just doesn't apply to them. And no matter what you do, this email is never going to apply to them. Because if they're not losing their hair, then this email isn't going to apply to them. Okay? So don't worry about the negative sides of it, because again, if it does sound like them, then they're losing their hair, then this specific email applies to them. So now you've just filtered out everyone that this doesn't apply to, while simultaneously retaining the attention of everyone that it does apply to. Does this sound like you? Does it? Yeah, actually, it does. Right, there we go. It sounds like me. Hooked. You find yourself struggling with your self-esteem and confidence levels. So the word levels is fluff. Doesn't need to be there. So, why can't I? There we go. So I've rewritten this bit for readability. So let's have a look at the new section. If that sounds like you, then I imagine you've been struggling with your confidence and self-esteem. That's it. Yes, I have. I absolutely... Look at the state of that. I used to have a nice hairline. What has happened to it? Yeah, that sounds like me. And yeah, I look awful. Anyway, let's go back. So that's that section that's been rewritten. And of course, it makes sense. Fluff. And of course, it makes sense. Doesn't need to be there, fluff. Not only that, if you just start off with it makes sense, then you need to connect the paragraphs for formatting and flow, which means removing that line break and connecting these two paragraphs. Now, having to go from using hair products to make yourself look attractive and presentable to constantly covering your head with hats and toques is soul crushing. Okay. This doesn't make sense at all. This is portrayed as a negative. You're portraying them as being ugly and needing to style their hair just to look good. You've completely moved away from one problem to another problem that doesn't even make sense. Now, I don't know if this is what you was trying to do. I can't figure out what in the ever-living fuck is going wrong in your head. But having to go from using hair products to make yourself look attractive and presentable. If you just change that to, you used to enjoy styling your hair every morning, that would be better. If that's what you was trying to do and you've just completely got it wrong, then fair enough. But that, you've portrayed it as a negative. And you've compared a negative with a negative, which just doesn't make sense. Not only that, but you've just brought up a completely different problem that has absolutely nothing to do with the pain point that you're trying to reinforce. So instead of talking about the pain point that is them losing their hair, you've now turned around and said, when you used to have hair, it was shit because you had to style it every morning just to make yourself look good. And that was before you even... It just doesn't make sense. You're confusing everyone. How are you not confused? Like, how have you survived 25 years without dying? That's just terrible. So I'll get rid of it. Terrible. And then covering your head with hats and toques is soul crushing. Be more general to resonate. Not everyone will be covering their hairline with hats, but everyone will be insecure about their hairline. What that means is, if you're you're trying to use a real life example here of one of the negative implications of going bald. And the real life example that you've chosen to target is you're covering your head with hats because you're embarrassed about your hairline. Not everyone is going to do that. I do not wear hats, but I am embarrassed of my hairline. So you'd lean into that. You're insecure about your hairline. You don't say you're trying to cover your hairline with hats. You would just say you're insecure about your hairline, because then it's going to resonate with more people. Because immediately that doesn't resonate with me. This is a serious ongoing problem that I have. Like, genuinely, every morning in the mirror, I look in the mirror and I hate my hairline. It's receding. And not a single thing you have said in this email is resonating with me. Nothing. That's not even coming from a copywriter perspective. Just nothing. Having to go from it just doesn't work. Covering your head with hats, I don't do that. Having to go from doing this just to make yourself look good, well, I still do that, and it just doesn't work. None of it works at all. So let's see what I changed this small section. Remember, we're only 2 paragraphs in. This is how long the email is. We're on the first 2 paragraphs. So this is what I changed it to. Nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're young. If that sounds like you, then I imagine you've been struggling with your confidence and self-esteem. It makes sense. You've gone from a handsome stud with a head full of hair to an insecure man with a bald patch. But guess what? When there's a will, there's a way. So it's like an iPhone user downgrading and becoming a BlackBerry user. It's just not good. What if I commented? It's just shit. It's just, there's nothing else to say. That is just not good. It's like an iPhone user downgrading and becoming a BlackBerry. I can't even explain why it's not good. It's just not. It's just... First of all, some people might not even like iPhone. So that's something for you to think about. It's like an iPhone user downgrading to a BlackBerry. Well, what if the reader actually uses a BlackBerry and doesn't like iPhone? So that's a personal preference. So straight away, are you writing this for the reader, or are you writing this for you? Because you clearly like Apple and you clearly dislike BlackBerry. Does that mean that I don't like BlackBerry? Does that mean that I like Apple? I don't like Apple. I don't like iPhones. So stop writing for yourself. Write for the reader. So important. You are writing for the reader. Stop using examples that you resonate with. Stop using examples that you find funny. Stop using examples that you understand and start writing for the reader. Comprende? But guess what? When there's a will, there's a way. So we've got to that bit on the other one. You see, Brian had a nasty hairline that receded all the way to the middle of his head a year ago. And now he has a sharp, low hairline that is nice and crispy. There is now a stark difference in his personality. His confidence is completely rejuvenated and is now rizzing up girls and asking them out to dates. So first things first, storytelling absolutely does not belong here in this section of the email. To be honest, it doesn't belong in this email full stop. So what you're trying to do, right, despite everything just going horribly wrong, I can still see what you're trying to do. You're trying to build emotion within the reader. So what you need to do is you need to describe how bad their situation is and then describe how good their situation could be, not Brian's, right? You're not describing how good Brian's situation is. When you're building emotion in someone, because that is clearly what you're trying to do, I can see what you're trying to do. When you're building emotion in someone, you describe how bad their situation is, and then you describe how good their situation could be. Not how good Brian's situation is. That is a different technique entirely. That is a testimonial technique or a storytelling technique. And in the context of what you're trying to do with this email, you have used it completely wrong. Completely wrong. If you're transitioning into a case study, then the emotional flow has been interrupted. So your efforts should now go into reinforcing the benefits of the product by leaning back into the testimonial. If you try and transition back into pain points and emotion building, it just doesn't work. So what you're doing here, so not only have you broken the emotional flow by now using storytelling, not only have you failed to put the reader on an emotional roller coaster by describing someone else's life rather than theirs, but now you've just completely broken the emotional flow by leaning into a case study. So now you can't go back to pain points until the call to action. Because if you go back to pain points again, it's just going to absolutely ruin the flow of your copy, and none of it is going to make sense. Like, none of your copy is just going to make any sense whatsoever. Okay? And now he has a sharp low headline. So Brian has been replaced with I to build rapport. So let me show you what I did with this section. So instead of Brian, so if you look here, when there's a will, there's a way. You see, fluff. You see, Brian had a nasty hairline that receded all the way to the middle of his head a year ago. And now he has a sharp, low headline that is nice and crispy. I've changed this to when there's a will, there's a way. I used to have a nasty hairline too, but after using this miracle product, my once youthful hairline has now been restored. And then there's the picture proof. I just thought I'd visualize it to make it easier to understand. So what I've done is I've changed Brian to me. What this does is this builds a rapport with the reader. It makes them think, this guy used to be in my situation. He understands what I'm going through. He has tested this product, and clearly this product has worked. And he's the one that's telling me about it. So now I trust you. Now the reader trusts the copywriter. I used to have a nasty hairline too. But after using this miracle product, my once youthful hairline has now been restored. So I've used a real world example. Youthful hairline. This creates imagery. Look how much younger he looks in this picture. Youthful hairline. You can look 5-10 years younger. And miracle product, build intrigue. It's a miracle product. You are building intrigue within the reader. You haven't built any intrigue whatsoever. Brian had a nasty hairline that receded all the way to the middle of his head a year ago, and now he has a sharp, low hairline that is nice and crispy. You've not mentioned the product, you've not built any intrigue, you've not built any rapport, you've interrupted the emotional connection, you've interrupted the emotional flow, you've transitioned into storytelling in an area of the email where it doesn't work, you've broken the emotional connection within the reader by talking about Brian instead of the reader, and now there is now a stark difference in his personality. His confidence is completely rejuvenated and is now rizzing up girls and asking them out to dates. Rizzing up girls. Is that your target audience? People who are going bold? A lot of people who are going bold might be, 30, 40. Still young. 40 years old is young. Might be 30, 40. Do you think 30 or 40-year-olds are going to be rizzing up girls? As a matter of fact, do you even think that 24-year-olds are going to be rizzing up girls? A lot of them might, yeah. What about me? I'm a family man. I'm not rizzing up girls. I'm a family man. I've got a partner. I'm in a relationship. So am I going to be rizzing up girls? Or are you writing this email, once again, for you? It looks like you're writing the email for you rather than the reader. His confidence is completely rejuvenated. Personality, again, don't mention personality. Personality doesn't change. Your personality is your personality. What changes is the mood that you're in. What changes is your emotion. So you would say his confidence has increased instead of his personality has changed. So let's have a look what I did. So, right, I need to check this next bit out first. So, this is not good. Now, you're probably thinking, how the fuck is it possible to regrow your hair like that after losing it? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's how I read that. That is how I read that, okay? Now you're probably thinking, how the fuck is it possible to regrow your hair after losing it? Ah! I'm telling you now, right? Never mind everything that you fucked up in this email. Never mind everything that you fucked up. Even if you'd got all of this perfect, just like I did. Even if you got everything in the introduction absolutely perfect, I'm telling you now, no one would be thinking that. And the punctuation that you've used, how the fuck is it even possible to People are not thinking that. Now, what I was thinking when I got to that stage, so after reading this and ignoring all the copywriting mistakes, what I was thinking at this point was, he's got hair implants. Now, that's not what your product is about. All right, you've written it somewhere down here that it's something that you apply to your hair, which helps it grow back. But I don't know that at this point. And so when I was reading this, the first thing that I thought is it's hair implants. All right. So if you want to add an inner monologue here, I am telling you now, I was not thinking that. I was thinking, oh, he's got hair implants. So that's what I said. This special hair treatment managed to grow my hair back in less than a year, and no, I didn't get hair implants. What this is an indirect monologue. So you've used a direct monologue. What it is putting quotation marks and then putting on the screen the exact words that are going through the reader's head. An indirect monologue is predicting what the reader is thinking in your own words. Okay? So there, I've predicted what the reader is thinking. Why? Because I am a genuine interested prospect. And the only thing that I was thinking at this point of the email was, he's got hair implants. So you've predicted what the reader is thinking. Hair implants. So what I did is I addressed that. No, it's not hair implants. So let's go back here. Hear me out. You see, there are many treatments out there in the market that help slow down hair loss, but Brian, fuck me, readability. You see, there are many treatments out there in the market that help slow down hair loss, but Brian used an interesting brand new product that turned over quick results for his hair. So first things first. Here, you've just said the same thing twice. Out there, in the market. Let me read it out loud. There are many treatments out there that help slow down hair loss. There are many treatments in the market that help slow down hair loss. It's the same. You just said the same thing twice. Now, not only that, it just completely doesn't need to be there. There are many treatments that help slow down hair loss. So not only have you said the same thing twice, but you've added fluff twice. So you've said fluff 2 times in a row. Okay? And you see is fluff. That doesn't need to be there. There are many treatments that help slow down hair loss. But Brian used an interesting brand new product. You've done the same thing again. You said the same thing twice in a row. You've used 2 adjectives back to back. Pick one. Using 2 adjectives back to back interrupts the flow of the copy and therefore the readability suffers. Brian used an interesting product. Brian used a brand new product. Brian used an interesting brand new product. Brian used a brand new doesn't work. Don't use 2 adjectives back to back. Pick one. That turned over quick results for his hair. What are those results? What are those results? Here you should describe the main benefit of the product. So how did I do it? There's a bunch, so this is how I reworded it. There's a bunch of different treatments that help slow down hair loss. But the treatment I used not only slows down hair loss, but grows it back as well. Intrigue. Not only does it slow down the hair loss process, but it grows your hair back. Building intrigue. Big promises. Building intrigue. Use what I've taught you. Come on. Do you like my stupid laugh? I want someone to write me an email selling me a pill that gets rid of your stupid laugh. That'd be hilarious. Right. This product combines herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth. This is done by triggering increased blood flow to the hair follicles. So this has been rephrased for readability. Our product, Revigrow, is clinically proven to safely restore your hairline. We combined herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth by increasing the blood flow to your hair follicles. Just pause it and compare them. I can't be asked recomparing them. I got rid of some fluff words and I reworded it. Pause it, go back, look how I reworded it. We combined herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth by increasing the blood flow to your hair follicles. Compared to, this product combines herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth. This is done by triggering increased blood flow to the hair follicles. Mine's better. Now let me make this clear. This one triggered me. Now, let me make this clear, boy. As a young man in his 20s, you absolutely need this product. You cannot miss out on this. Right? Let me tell you now, boy, you need this product. And who the fuck are you telling me what I need and what I don't need? I'm the one that makes that decision, buddy. It's your job to convince me to think that, not fucking tell me to think that. It's your job to convince me, right? Now let me make this clear, boy. You absolutely need this product. You cannot miss out on this. It is your job as a copywriter to convince the reader to think this way. You can't just tell them to think that way. You need to watch my YouTube videos. You've only bought Unit 1? Well, let me tell you now, boy. You need to buy all my other outreach videos. You need to buy all my other units. You've bought all 5 of my units. You need to buy my one-to-one mentorship. You've bought my one-to-one mentorship as well. You need to buy the crash course. Doesn't matter if you've got the full course. You need that crash course. It's just so stupid. It's your job to convince them, right? Now, you can sometimes say you need this, but then you need to justify why you're so confident that they need this. Because again, you are convincing them. They have to think that way. You need to convince them to think that way. So if you say, you need this product, how do I know you need this product? Because I used to be you. My hairline used to recede as well. And after I used this product, my hairline has come back. I used to be in your shoes too. So if you want to get in my shoes, then you need this. None of that is, you haven't reinforced it. You've literally just said, now let me make this clear, boy. You cannot miss out on this. You need this product, boy. It's just that, out of everything you've done, right, out of all the mistakes and just everything, out of everything, that is probably the worst out of everything. So I think at this point, I just completely stopped correcting it and just deleted it all, but we'll carry on anyway. So, like I mentioned before, you've broken the flow of emotion by leaning into case studies. But here, you're now trying to lean back into building emotion. So you've tried transitioning back into emotion building here and it just doesn't work. It's also a really bad example to use. Do you want to walk around looking like a dollar store version of Andrew Tate? First of all, I'm sure a lot of people would like to look even like a dollar store version of Andrew Tate, right? Anyone that even looks remotely close to Andrew Tate is a lucky man. Second of all, are you writing for the reader? Are you writing for the reader? Or are you writing for yourself? Because here, it looks like you're referring to stuff that you're interested in, like Andrew Tate. Therefore, you are now writing for yourself and not the reader, which again is a problem. Not only that, but it's just a bad example. Do you want to walk around looking like a dollar store version of Andrew Tate? It's just, if anything, it's just childish. It's just stupid. Doesn't belong there. You need to use realistic examples when you're building emotion. But again, you've already broken the emotional flow, so now none of this needs to be here. Instead, you need to start reinforcing this. Oh, and I beg you, for the love of God, stop listening to the terrible advice you are getting from your family and friends. Losing your head, just shave your head and grow a beard. Go to the gym and get jacked. That should be enough. Yeah, go do all that, but guess what? You still got a nasty hairline in the shape of an M. In the shape of an M with an abnormally big forehead, you. Like, it just feels like it's just getting silly at this point. to be honest. Like, I don't even have any comments on that section, to be honest. First of all, none of your family or friends have told you that. I've been complaining about going bald now for like 3-4 months, and not a single person has turned around and said, "Oh, just go to the gym." "Oh, you're going bald? Yeah, just go to the gym." And not a single person said, "Oh, just shave your head." Well, no, thank you. I've still got hair there. Like, yeah, my hairline's receding, like really badly as well. Like, you lot might be able to tell, but I can't. It used to be like that, like just nice and crisp, and now it's like that. But what, you think I'd look better with a shaved head? Do you? Like, get a grip, man. Come on. It's just bad. Stop listening to the terrible advice you're getting from. Well, yeah, it is terrible because you came up with it. But guess what? You've still got a nasty hairline in the shape of an M. With an abnormally big forehead. Just don't work, bro. Sorry. Now I know what you're thinking. Of course you can shave your head. But do you really want to walk around looking like Vin Diesel at only 22? So now, not only are you targeting people in their 20s, but now you're targeting people who are 22. Okay, right. So now you've just condensed your target audience even more. And I'd love to look like Vin Diesel. Thank you, he's beautiful. I know what you're thinking. Of course you could just shave my head. No, actually, that was the opposite of what I was thinking. I was thinking, no, I don't want to shave my head. So again, you've got your inner monologue wrong. Seriously, it's time to stop lying to yourself and be honest for once. Being bald in your early 20s sucks. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's still hope to get your beloved hair follicles back. With our brand new product, Revigrow, hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. What does that even mean? Are you trying to be clever? Are you trying to be funny? Is that another really shit penis joke? Because I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, mate. Hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. So what's going to return? Confidence? Say hello to your brand new confidence. Oh, so that's what's going to return, right? Confidence. Brand new means he's never had it before. And the subject of the email refers to him recently starting to lose his hair, meaning he didn't used to lack confidence, meaning this is just shit, because it's not brand new confidence. You'd say, you're ready to get your confidence back. It's really simple stuff like this. But that, hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. You just confused me, to be honest. So, this is another one as well. This really irritated me. With our brand new product, Revigrow, hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. Say hello to your brand new confidence and your pristine appearance. Look, I get it. I already know what you're thinking. That shit is dangerous as fuck. It's going to fuck with my erection. I just need a minute. That shit is dangerous as fuck. It's going to fuck with my erection. What in the ever-living fuck was going through your head when you wrote that? You haven't even told us what the product is yet. I just can't even... Right. I need to compose myself. Why would anyone be thinking that? I wish you was here now so I could talk to you. Right, sorry, I had to go and sort my dog out. It was spewing up. So where was I? So with our brand new product, hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. Oh yeah, it was this. So that shit is dangerous as fuck, and it's going to fuck with my erection and testosterone. Right, what, where, point out what section of the email could have possibly made the reader think that this product is dangerous? point out what section of the email has made the reader think that they're going to get erectile fucking dysfunction. Seriously, just fucking stop. Right? I've already explained multiple reasons why this is bad. Again, it's just not good. No, it fucking won't. That's minoxidil and phenerasteridine. What? What the fuck are you talking about? So I've told you about market research. Okay, I've explained market research. Clearly you've done market research to figure out whatever the fuck those two words are. But that market research is not helping to convince the reader to get Revigrow. No, correct market research would be, our product is clinically proven to safely restore your hairline in as little as 6 months. Look at what scientists are saying. That's correct market research. Not fucking minoxidil phenerasterinate. Revigrow is a plant-based product that uses organic ingredients. You use it once a week and your hair will grow back within 1 month. It's time you stop whimpering away from social settings and start commanding the centre of attention. Be the person people look up to and aspire to be. Say no to balding. Join the movement. P.S. Don't forget to blah blah blah. Right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to read this entire email without commenting on it, and I'm going to read mine. I'll actually try and not take the piss out of you as well. You are in your 20s and are officially balding, and let me tell you something. Nothing is worse than losing your hair than perhaps suffering from permanent erectile dysfunction and never getting to experience having sex with a girl. To make matters even worse, you find yourself struggling with your self-esteem and confidence levels, and of course it makes sense. Having to go from using hair products to make yourself look attractive and presentable to constantly covering your head with hats and toques is soul crushing. It's like an iPhone user downgrading and becoming a BlackBerry user. But guess what? When there's a will, there's a way. You see, Brian had a nasty hairline that receded all the way back to the middle of his head a year ago. And now he has a sharp, low headline that is nice and crispy. There is now a stark difference in his personality. His confidence is completely rejuvenated and is now rizzing up girls and asking them out to dates. Now you are probably thinking, how the fuck is it possible for you to regrow your hair after losing it? Hear me out. You see, there are many treatments out there in the market that help slow down hair loss. But Brian used an interesting brand new project that turned over quick results for his hair. This product combines herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth. This is done by triggering increased blood flow to the hair follicles. Now let me make this clear. As a young man in his 20s, you absolutely need this product. You cannot miss out on this. Do you want to walk around looking like a dollar store version of Andrew Tate? Oh, and I beg you, for the love of God, stop listening to the terrible advice you are getting from your family and friends. Shave your head and grow a beard. Go to the gym and get jacked. That should be enough. Yeah, go and do all that, but guess what? You still got a nasty hairline in the shape of an M with an abnormally big forehead. I know what you are thinking. Of course you can shave your head, but you really want to walk around looking like Vin Diesel at only 22. Seriously, it's time to stop lying to yourself and be honest for once. Being bald in your early 20s sucks, but it's not all doom and gloom. There is still hope for you to get your beloved hair follicles back. With our new product Revigrow, hair isn't the only thing that will be returning. Say hello to your brand new confidence and your pristine appearance. Look, I get it, I already know what you're thinking. This shit is dangerous as fuck. It's going to fuck with my erection and testosterone. No, it fucking won't. That's minoxidil and finasteride. Revigrow is a plant-based product that uses organic ingredients. You use it once a week and your hair will grow back within 1 month. It's time to stop whimpering away from social settings and command the centre of attention. Be the person people look up to and aspire to be. Say no to bowling. Join the movement. How many of you are convinced? Let's try mine. See if mine's any better. Nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're still young. If that sounds like you, then I imagine you've been struggling with your confidence and self-esteem. It makes sense. You've gone from a handsome stud with a head full of hair to an insecure man with a bald patch. But guess what? When there's a will, there's a way. I used to have a nasty hairline too, but after using this miracle product, my once youthful hairline has now been restored. This special hair treatment managed to grow back my hair in less than a year, and no, I didn't get hair implants. There's a bunch of different treatments that help slow down hair loss, but the treatment I use not only slows down hair loss, but grows it back as well. Our product Revigrow is clinically proven to safely restore your hairline in as little as 6 months. Just take a look at what scientists have to say. We combine herbal medicine and natural ingredients to stimulate hair growth by increasing the blood flow to your hair follicles. You want to see for yourself? Click here to find out how you can restore your youthful appearance in as little as 6 months. We've got a one-time 50% discount that can only be claimed by using this unique code. Your code will expire on the 26th of November, tomorrow. So get your Revigrow hair treatment today or embrace the McDonald's logo atop your head forever. Contact us. Contact us before and after, once your hair has grown back. What do you think? I'm happy with that. I think it does its job. So, the readability lesson kind of turned into, I don't even know what that turned into. I hope we took some readability lessons away from that. Readability, I rephrased the sentences. So readability would be, you are in your 20s and are officially balding. And let me tell you something. Nothing is worse than losing your hair. Which simply changed to, nothing is worse than losing your hair, especially when you're still young. Readability. The one thing that I did, right, which I want you all to take note of, is I must have gone back and just edited over and over and over again, one after another, one after another, one after another. Just edit. You're constantly going back and proofreading what you're doing. It's a lot, man. Oh my God, look at my hairline. I might need to go and get some Revigrow. But yeah, that's it for this one. Readability, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. Yeah, there's nothing else to talk about. Right, cool. See you in the next one.